Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pump. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have, and the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the front of the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Fuss. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
I see great things in baseball. It's our game, the American game.
It is played everywhere, in parks and playgrounds and prison yards, in back alleys and farmers' fields, by small boys and old men, raw amateurs and millionaire professionals. It is a leisurely game that demands blinding speed, the only game in which the defense has the ball. It follows the season, beginning each year with the fond expectancy of springtime and ending with the hard facts of autumn.
It is the American game. It's just what it is, and it makes you, I'm 81, but I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball, I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It brings you back.
It may be the worst of times for the National Football League, but it is the absolute best of times for Major League Baseball.
You're in Braves country.
Welcome in, boys and girls. Hope y'all are ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of the LAG. I don't really know what to call them. Honest Engine, their name, if you translate it into English, is the Sharks. So that's what I'm going with. The rest is a mouthful. So Ronald Acuna Jr. is playing for the Sharks. He's going up against the Cardinals. That's what it is if you translate it into English. So that's what we're going to go with since we are the English-speaking station for this. We hope y'all enjoy the game, and we're planning on doing this about once or twice a week, depending on their schedule. And away we go. The Sharks will have Luis Arriola on the mound, a right-hander. Looked up his numbers, 23 years old. Now, the problem with some of these guys, it's hard getting a lot of statistics on them because they're not in the major leagues. This guy was drafted by the New York Yankees at one point. And left to right across the outfield for the Sharks, it's Montana, Beretta, and Acuna in right, Ronald Acuna Jr. And around the horn, third to first, it's Garcia, Quericoto, who I'm calling JQ, Escobar, Solarte, and Teles behind the plate. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. It's really cryptic on what time this game was starting, but it looks like we are ready. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in winter ball. First pitch on the way is a four-seamer outside the zone. It's 1-0. Rafael Ortega, the batter. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Outside wide ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Ortega batting .312 on the season. Very young season. 3 home runs already and 17 RBI. Pitch right there. Misses outside the zone. Ball 3-0. So a 3-0 count. I might be a touch behind the call because this is the best one that I could find is the 3-0s right down the pipe. First strike, it's 3-1. But you'll just have to bear with this. There's no way for me to figure this out. Last night I was kind of playing around with it, but there was no real way for me to do this until we just got our hands dirty. And the 3-1 pitch misses high and out of the zone, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And the Cardinals have one on and nobody out to start the game. Ortega. Standing at first, one on, nobody out. Righty-lefty matchup is Vargas coming to the plate. Ortega, by the way, if his name sounds a little familiar, it should. Played with the White Sox this past season. He was with the Mets in 23 and the Chicago Cubs right before that. He was with the Braves briefly in 2019, if y'all do remember that. Looks like they are actually using a pitch clock tonight. Didn't appear they had one going last night. Good to see you in the chat. I see Gary and Jeep, and I thought I saw Charlie. First pitch on the way to Vargas is outside the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup, runner at first. Nobody out. The Sharks, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s team, is in the field. He will lead off. He is the leadoff hitter for tonight. I'd like to know where you saw that saw that rumor, Gary, about Acuna getting traded. I have some of these people that come up with some of these things. I mean, that's a good way for AA to get fired, is to trade Acuna for Byron Buxton. 2-0 right down the pipe. Hits for a strike. It's 0-1. So a 2-1 count. Runner at first, nobody out. This is all leading up to the Caribbean Series, which is the first week of January. We'll bring that to you pitch by pitch, play by play. The 3-1. As that pitch misses down and in. (3-1) count. Vargas flips it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. Good to see you, Daniel. The 3-1 pitch down and in, ball 4, so he'll head on down to first. First and second, nobody out for the Cardinals. And I was not expecting this, but the number 3 hitter tonight, the center fielder for the Cardinals, is Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother. We always call him Lil Acuna. Luis Angel coming to the plate. He is in center field tonight. I found that. Good to see you, Charlie. I found that interesting because he's typically listed as a shortstop and shortstop and second baseman. He's playing center field tonight. And I don't know if that's because that gives him the best chance to win, or if it's something he's trying to get himself into the fold as an outfielder. Maybe yet another way to stay in the major leagues. I have heard a lot of rumors about him getting traded, but I haven't heard any kind of strong rumors where he might be headed. His first pitch on the way to Lil Acuna is right off the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set, kicks and miss. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the high heat. 1 away. Put that one up instead here for a second. It looks like that they're about the same. Last night, the other one was a little more in sync with what you're seeing, what you're hearing me call. It just looks like I'm always going to be about a pitch behind, but you just have to understand that. First pitch on the way to Vasquez is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Donry Vasquez batted .278 with 2 home runs during the 25-26 season for Temporada. As the pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. Can of corn over there by third base, and that catch will be made by Michael Garcia. And there's 2 down. So 2 down. I just don't see that. I don't know what the intrigue would be, Gary. Buxton is not Acuna. I mean, it's just I have zero interest in that move. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss is Jesus Bautista, and he'll start off the count at 0-1. 0-1. brings it. Down and outside the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. 0-0 your score. We're here in the top of the first inning. Here in the Winter League ball in Venezuela is the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back. It's 1-2. But once again, Gary, what is your source? Where did you hear it from? Because if you're just hearing some bozos talking about it, then I wouldn't even pay attention to it. The 1-2 pitch, swing. That ball's hard hit towards the gap, and that's going to get down. Cutting it off before it gets to the wall is the left fielder, Montano. He'll fire it into the infield, but not before the runners score, and it is a RBI single, long RBI single. Really surprising that they only made it that far, but a good play out there by Montano. Must have gotten a late jump there at first, and it's 1-0. LAR Cardinals. Trying to use that because it's what you see on your screen, LAR. And Acuna's team is LAG. I know it's a little confusing. First pitch is outside the zone to Eduardo Garcia. It's 1-0. Yeah, that's it. That just sounds like clickbait that you're scrolling through Facebook or something on. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Because honest engine, one of the reasons why we're excited to bring this to you, you remember when Ronald Acuna Jr. was the 2023 MVP, he started showing those signs in the 2022 Winter Ball. As the pitch on the way is up top, misses high. So a 2-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires, swing, fouls it back, 2-2. I have noticed that the game day will give you some incorrect information from time to time. But I'm going off of what I can actually see in their league. It's a paid subscription that you have to do, but they don't give you an English-speaking version, so that's what we're doing. As the 2-2 misses high, ball 3-2. So a full count. Well, enough said. That's one of the clickbait ones. Hammer territory. MC Hammer territory. The payoff pitch, swing, chops it over to first, and that's going to get through the infield. And here comes the throw from Acuna, and the runners will stay put. Acuna was trying to bait the runner into coming home, but instead you got runners all over the bases loaded, 2 outs. Bases loaded. There are 2 outs. The Sharks trail 1-0. They lost last night's game 3-0. Acuna is off to a good start here in this league. He's batting .426 on the year. He has a home run. You'll see him walk a ton because the pitchers want nothing to do with them. But he got very hot in the Winter Ball in 2022, and that led to his MVP candidacy, is everything that he said afterwards. First pitch on the way is down and away. Called for a low strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing. Lines it down the left field line deep, but fouling out of play. We'll do it again. Panaga at the plate. Left-handed bat, the left fielder for the Cardinals. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing! Fouls it straight back. It's 0-2. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. If you haven't paid attention to the schedule, it's going to be a full slate tomorrow. We're doing the football show at 9 a.m. over on Armchair QB Radio. And then after that, as the 0-2 swing fouls it back out of play. Do it again. We're going to do MLB Today and Braves Country today. We're going to start doing those on Thursdays, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. And then tomorrow night, we've got a Once Upon a Pastime. We're going to go over the Hall of Fame candidacy of all the guys who were up for the vote on Sunday night. As the 0-2 pitch is swung on and banged into the dugout, we'll do it again. Binyongo, 3 home runs on the year, 10 RBI. On base percentage of .321 on the year. And one of the guys that's up for the candidacy for the Hall of Fame on Sunday night is Dale Murphy. As the pitch on the way, swung on and sliced towards the third base side, just out of the reach of the third baseman Garcia in foul territory. We'll do it again, 0-2. Pretty decent amount of foul territory in this park. And it kind of slices away as you get further away from home plate. So a lot of real estate behind home, and it starts to dwindle towards left field and right field. The 0-2 misses high and out of the zone, 1-2. That was the 7th pitch of the at-bat. 1-2 count. Bases loaded. The pitch on the way. Swing. Slices it towards center field. That's down for a base hit. And then 1 run will score. Coming around the corner. 2 runs will score, and it's 3-0 Cardinals. Runners at second and third, and still 2 outs here in the first inning. Going to be a mound visit. They're trying to calm the youngster down. He's just 23 years old. Like I said, he's bounced around New York Yankees organization. I think that's it. That's going to be it. So we're going to take a quick break. When we return, youngster couldn't even get out of the first inning. When we return, 2 on, 2 out, and Acuna's going to be due up in the bottom of the first here on Braves Country Radio.
Lou Gehrig once said, "The ball player who loses his head, who can't keep his cool, is worse than no ball player at all." The story of Tonap. Many scouts called him the next Babe Ruth because he was a two-way player with a 90-mile-per-hour fastball and the power to hit a ball north of 450 feet. He also had the size to match. He was a staggering 6'5", weighing in at 220 pounds, with a size 18 shoe, which is how he got the nickname Toe. Dropping out of middle school and never played a single high school baseball game. He played behind the local bar. His father would collect bottle caps out of the trash and pitch them to him, and he would hit them with the handle of a broomstick. He was discovered after a friend asked Tampa Bay Devil Ray scout to attend a Little League game. He was there mainly to watch and had no plans on scouting until he saw a 5'10", 140-pound 12-year-old hit 2 home runs and strike out 17 of the 21 batters he faced. Nash would work out for the Devil Rays developmental staff. He hammered 26 home runs after taking 25 pitches from each side of the plate. In 2000, the Devil Rays signed the 18-year-old Nash for just $30,000. After he returned home in the offseason, he would be charged with a crime that could land him 10 years in prison. Immediately, the Devil Devil Rays dropped him. After he was given a suspended sentence and probation, he was signed by the Cincinnati Reds, where he would be given a second chance. Not long after joining the Reds, he got homesick and the Reds sent him home. Once again, Nash found himself in legal trouble after a bar fight landed him in prison for the rest of his decade-long sentence. Would he have been Shohei Ohtani before there was a Shohei Ohtani?
If it was the happiest time in George Brett's life to that point, soon after he got married, the joy would be shaded when his father's health began to drastically deteriorate. It had been the most complicated relationship in his life, and it would stay that way through their final conversation before Jack Brett passed away.
He asked me that night, how'd you do yesterday in your game? You got any hits? And I said, no, 0 for 4, but I hit a good 3 times. And he said, that happens. You know, I think I popped up, struck out twice, you know, hitting double play or something. But I didn't even tell him he's on his deathbed, and I lied to him.
For his entire career, George Brett's desire to prove himself to his father had been fundamentally connected to his drive for greatness. But even after his dad passed away, there were more mountains ahead.
Welcome back. Right-hander coming to the bump. It's Anthony Escobar. 13 innings that he has thrown. 13 or third innings that he has thrown for the Sharks. So he'll inherit 2 runners on the base pass, second and third, 2 outs. The score is 3-0 Cardinals over the Sharks. We're here in Venezuelan winter ball. First pitch on the way is right there down the pipe for a strike. It's on. It's 1-0. Called that a ball? Wow. The 1-0. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 count. Infield is back and playing pretty straight up. Not much of a shade left or right as the 2-0 is right there for a strike. It's 2-1. The 2-1 from Escobar. Swing! Sizzles it back foul. 2-2. I couldn't find the information on this, but you can pretty much expect these guys are on pitch counts and innings counts. So even if the youngster had gotten out of the first inning, he's probably going to get chased eventually in the early innings because their parent teams, their parent clubs, are not going to want their pitchers to be worn out no matter what stage, even if they're in the single A in major leagues or even if they're in one of the major professional leagues in their own home country. So 2-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing, lifts it into center field. Camping underneath it is Beretta, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cardinals put 3 on the board. The Sharks and Ronald Acuna Jr. will hit the base paths when we return.
I'm just trying to go about my life, and someone actually says, do you have a CDL for that dump truck in real life?
But instead of Jimmy the Greek, we're going to have to go with Peter the Irishman today.
Hi, my buddy Jimmy the Greek is on the injured reserve list today, so I'm going to tell you who's going to win all the NFL games and the World Series. But don't run to your phone because a year ago I said it would be the Phillies.
Got him! Got him!
I just got one of the weirdest messages I have ever gotten on Instagram. So the message was sexual in nature. It was from an older gentleman about my father's age. Quality stuff. I clicked on this elderly gentleman's photo, and the first line in his bio is that the Lord is his strength and his shelter. And it gets even better. This is a shared Instagram account, he says. He shares it with his wife and children. What are you doing? Your wife's going to see the message. This is why you shouldn't be on the internet.
Trigger an entire fan base with only one sentence.
All bubble ships in 2020 are fake.
That should do it.
Why isn't football on the TV?
First preseason game?
No. No. Oh, it's starting. No.
Armchair. I think what baseball is a game that allows people who watch it to think about nothing else. It allows us to feel connected to a place. So part of what American history is texture, it's fabric, it's Brooklyn, it's Boston. But sadly, part of what American history is and part of what baseball is moving away from those places. So Brooklyn leaves and goes to California, and the free agents take away our favorite players, and America's always mobile, always moving on.
Welcome back. Kevius Sampson, a right-hander out of Gainesville, Florida, is going to take the bump. He's thrown 9 innings, a whip of 2.17. So hold on to your hats because this might get high scoring as well. Ronald Acuna Jr. digs in. First pitch on the way, swing. That ball's lifted high and deep. Going back on the track. It's going to die at the wall. Good Lord, that was close. One away. Acuna batting .462 on the year, a .650 on base percentage with a home run and 3 RBI. Righty-righty matchup. Michael Garcia, the batter. First pitch on the way. Pitch misses up top. I guess it's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Misses out of the zone. Ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Garcia batting .316 here in winter ball. The 2 RBI. Brings it. Right there at the knees. 2-1. Y'all got any rumors you want to talk about? Any news you want to talk about here in the baseball world? That's what we'll do here during these games. We'll all just be about the play-by-play. I know not many people care about the outcome of the game, but I thought it'd be cool to cover Ronald Acuna Jr. Righty-righty matchup. The 3-1 pitch. Oh, no, they're going to call that for a strike on the outer edge. Might have been a wide strike called there, but I'm sure Sampson will take it. Looked to be a little bit out of the zone. Pitch on the way, outside, wide ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And we kind of figured with Acuna being on this team and not having anything designated for him for the Sharks, for now we're going to use the tomahawk chop as the chant that we'll use for them. I'm trying to find it because I had it all buried from when we were doing the Major League Baseball playoffs. Daniel Montano takes the first pitch for a strike inside. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Pitch on the way, right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-2. An 0-2 count. Gabriel Arias is on deck for the Sharks. Pitch on the way, swing, slapped it over through the hole, and they'll have runners at first and second, and still just 1 out. They got something cooking here in the bottom of the first inning for Acuna Sharks. Good piece of hitting there, just dragged it through the infield. Righty-righty matchup. Arias stands to the plate. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. 0-1. Gabriel Arias. You followed us in the postseason. You'll remember he was with the Cleveland Guardians. Quick throw over to second base to try to get Garcia leaning, but he just got underneath the tag. Actually, pretty good pickoff throw there. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Down below the knees. Taken for a ball, 1-1. Arias batting .292 on the season, 1 home run, 10 RBI. This year in the major leagues, 432 at-bats. He had 11 home runs for Cleveland. And an OPS of 630. 1-1 down and away to him. 3-0 your score. Cardinals over the Sharks. Ronald Acuna Jr.'s team is the Sharks. They trail 3-0. If you're just joining us, he flew out on a deep fly ball to left field. Really looked like he was going to get into that one. I think the wind might have knocked it down. There is a wind blowing in from left center. So a 2-1 count. First and second, 1 out. Tying run standing at the plate. And Sampson's going to turn around again. I'll tell you what, Garcia must have an enormous lead, or he's just catching it really slow, because Sampson's got to tell when he goes to turn around, he comes all the way upright and then pivots and turns. He's pretty accurate with his throw, so he's making it really close there at the bag. The 2-1. Looking back, the runner, he's got a pretty good lead now. The 2-1 pitch, swing, lifts it into left field. That ball's going to drop for a base hit, and here comes the runner around to score, and the Sharks are on the board. It's 3-1 here in the bottom of the first. First and second. I think some of the folks may not know this is going on because it was kind of a pop-up. I had to wait till last night to create the card because I didn't even know if I'd be able to bring it to you. I finally figured out all the kinks. The first pitch on the way to Solarte. Righty-lefty matchup. There for a strike. It's a 1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Right there, down and in, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing! Rips it over, and the ball's going to hit the runner at first on the ankle. Arias is going to be out. So it'll be a dead ball. I'm assuming they use the exact same rules that we do. And yes, he'll head back to the dugout, and the batter will take his spot at first. The runner at second has to retreat back to second base. He's not allowed to advance on the automatic out. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing, fouls it back. It's 0-1. So we spread that out a little bit. If y'all might get a little better look at it. The 0-1 swung on, chopped up the middle, and play is made. It's going to be a 6-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. But not before Acuna Sharks put one on the board. It's 3-1. We'll head to the second inning here in Venezuela.
Stop chirping again. How are you not hearing that? Newsflash! I've been hearing it the entire damn time! Then why would you say something? Because I hate you!
Today we're going to go over some wild baseball coincidences that you won't believe are true. Minnesota's Metrodome hosted 8 World Series games in its history. In all 8 of those games, Terry Pendleton's team lost. The Cardinals lost 4 in the 1987 World Series, and the Braves lost 4 in the 1991 World Series. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, had his first career home run on September 27, 1923. His last home run would come exactly 15 years later on September 27, 1938. Warren Spahn had a longer streak of hitting at least one home run than he did pitching at least one shutout. He had homers in 17 consecutive seasons, but only had shutouts in 15 consecutive seasons. There have only been 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball history with the name Moyer. Ed Moyer, who pitched 6 games for the Senators, who died on November 18, 1962, and Jamie Moyer, who pitched 25 years in the majors and was born on that same day, November 18, 1962. Dennis Eckersley picked off Kenny Williams on June 29, 1987. His next pickoff would occur almost 4 years later when he picked off, you guessed it, Kenny Williams again.
On April 20th, 1912, 2 months before the cornerstone was laid for Ebbets Field, Fenway Park opened its doors for the first time. The Red Sox beat the New York Highlanders that afternoon 7-6 in 11 innings, beginning one of the most intense rivalries in baseball. And then they went on to win the pennant and the series, setting a precedent that did not last for long. Tris Speaker once owned its center field. Smokey Joe Wood and Babe Ruth and Roger Clemens have all bewildered batters there. Ted Williams, who sharpened his eye by shooting the pigeons that flew over the outfield, hit so many home runs into the right field bullpen that players came to call it Williamsburg.
Welcome back, y'all. Gary's got questions as far as what do the Braves have on their radar. So there's a couple of things. Well, first of all, we went over this last week on the Braves Country Today, the signing of, or the trade that was made with Mauricio Dubon. And what that is essentially doing for Atlanta is the first pitch on the way. Start the top of the second inning. Cardinals lead it 3-1 over the Sharks. Acuna is in right field tonight for the Sharks. Pitch misses out of the zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it down the line, foul. 1-1. So one of the things that went down with that with Mauricio Dubon, that is essentially, for lack of a better term, that's insurance. Because if they cannot sign, I do believe that they have their radar on Ha-Seong Kim. The problem is Scott Boras is his agent, and he likes to drag these things out. And I don't know if Atlanta is going to be willing to sit and wait and wait and wait as they try to drive the market up. There's only 2 big-name shortstops on the market this winter. It's Ha-Seong Kim, who was with the Braves at the end of the season, as the 0-2 pitches swung on and lifted towards right field, and trying to make the running catch Shoestring catch was Acuna. He'll miss it, overrun it. The center fielder out there, Barreto, backs him up and throws it into the infield, and it'll be a leadoff triple for the Cardinals. So Mauricio Dubon has won 2 Gold Gloves as the utility man in the American League over the last 3 years. He can play shortstop. He can play second base. He can play third base. He can even play center field. About the only spot that he has not played is catcher. So what that does is that gives you a hell of a bench piece to keep all these guys. As the first pitch on the way to Rafael Ortega as the lineup flips over. We're top of the order here for the Cardinals. It's 0-1. Ortega, ex-Cub, ex-Brave from 2019, righty-lefty matchup, drawn in infield, the 0-1, and there's going to be a pitch out, tosses it down to third. Man, that was close. That was close. Good tag applied by Michael Garcia. Tellis, the hind catcher, picked it up and fired it down there. They almost got him with his hand in the cookie jar. I mean, that is extremely close. He looks like he might have gotten it. So what that does is with Dubon, he's a better bat than what Nick Allen is. He's a better bat than anything that the Braves had in their organization to put out there at shortstop, plus he's a Gold Glover. So he's a guy, if you're looking at what you can expect from Dubon, if he ends up being your everyday shortstop, he's going to be a 700 OPS, maybe a tad lower. He's going to be a guy who's going to hit around 250, maybe 10 home runs. Is the 1-1 swing and a miss? It's 1-2. But he's nothing to write home about. But he's also an improvement from what we had last year. He's a much more steady glove and a steadier bat than what we ever had with Orlando Arcia. And Nick Allen was just never going to be that guy. He's a good base runner, the whole 9 yards. What the Braves hope to do is sign Kim at short and then have Dubon as your everyday backup. He can give guys like Ozzie and Austin Riley and Michael Harris days off along with Acuna and Profar as the 1-2 misses inside 2-2. They're also, you got to look at it. If let's say they do sign Kim, well, what do you do at DH? Are you just going to try to bring Marcell Ozuna back at a cheaper rate, or are you going to try to go bigger? The problem with is the 2-2 swing, pops it up, high and out of play. Do it again. Runner at third, nobody out. Cardinals lead the Sharks 2-1. Cardinals are the away team, so they are batting here in the top of the second inning. Wind still slightly blowing in from center field into left. The wind that may have knocked down that home run attempt by Acuna. The 2-2, outside wide ball, 3-3-2. So if they get Kim, do they just run it back with Ozuna, or do they go elsewhere? And that to me is the biggest question, because if you've got Kim, it's an upgrade at short, and you hope that Ozuna can come back as the payoff pitch. Down and in, ball 4, so he'll head on down to first. They check down the third base line, but Blue says no dice. And Ortega worked his way aboard. Cardinals wearing black shirts, gray pants, red socks, red ball caps. And if you can't see the game, if you're not following along with video, best way for me to explain to all these teams is that their jerseys look like a NASCAR. I mean, there are stickers all over the place. they are not bashful about them. I see a Pepsi on the as the first pitch is inside, called for a strike. It's 0-1. Looked like it was a strike. Vargas didn't like it, but they were set up way outside wide. The way he was set up, I'm surprised he got the call, but it did look like it hit the zone. So outside of Ha-Seong Kim, it's Bo Bichette, who would take a heck of a lot more money, but he's not nearly as good defensively. I think the sticking point with Kim is going to be this. Is the 0-1 pitch, swing, pops it back foul, it's over 2. So if he would have picked up his option this year, it would have been $16 million. That's about what you can expect for him to get on a contract, but he wants 3 to 4 years. Are the Braves willing to go for that 4th year? I believe he's going to be 31 years old at some point in this season, and that's the biggest question mark. Is the 0-2 caught looking strike 3? He got caught watching the paint dry, punched it out on the inner track, went away. Yeah, you never know about whether or not they've been making offers to Zuna, because everybody keeps that on the hush-hush. People try to guess at it, but everybody keeps that on the hush-hush because you don't want other teams to know exactly what the other team is offering because it hurts your negotiations. What's Raymond saying here? Hey, as the first pitch on the way is swung on, and it's going to be a soft liner to second base. So an F6 in your scorecard, there's quickly 2 down. What's going on here? I just got home and seen the notification. Raymond, this is Ronald Acuna Jr.'s baseball team. On the screen, you see it as LAG. Look over to that screen itself, because I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So they are the team at the bottom, trailing 3-1. Their initials that they put on the scoreboards are typically LAG, but you'll see and I'll probably butcher this pronunciation, but Tiburones de LaGuaria, excuse me. But they are called LAG because of the last 2 words on that line. It says LA, and then you've got the GUAIRA. That pitch misses on the outer edge. So Acuna is in the lineup tonight. He is batting leadoff. And so we're bringing you the game, and then as we do that, we're also trying to talk a little baseball in between. Righty-lefty matchup. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. There's no way to bring you the 3D, but this is the only English-speaking station that I know that's trying to bring you this league. All the other outlets are in Spanish. You can get the video and pair it up if you want at something called Baseball Play on YouTube. They charge about $9 a month to see it. I think you can also get on MLB, but they're like $30 because they're charging you for the whole 9 yards. The 1-1. Strike right down the middle. Here comes the throw to second. It's going to be a double steal attempt, and the Cardinals will steal home with these. Catcher Taylor never should have fired it down to second. The runner at third was coming hot down the line as soon as he saw him make his way to there. And you've got a runner at second. There's 2 outs, and it's 4-1 Cardinals. Now, we'll also be doing MLB Today in Braves Country today on Thursday, tomorrow morning. But I know a lot of y'all don't get a chance to chime in on that because of work and whatnot. His first pitch on the way to Donry Vazquez off that steal attempt is a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2. So 1 on at second, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Deuces wild here in the top of the second. The Sharks trail the Cardinals by 3. The 2-2. Swing. Slaps it over to first. High chopper into the mitt of the first baseman, Solare. He'll step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Cardinals put 1 more on the board. When we return, Ronald Acuna Jr. would be due up 4th in the upcoming inning. We'll be back in a flash.
baseball is not that bad. As long as you're okay with constantly doing things you don't want to do every day forever, it can be really fun.
John Smoltz.
So the first thing we want to know is, if you had to strike out any player, past or present, who would you want it to be?
That's a great question. There's a lot of people that would come to mind that I didn't face.
Yeah.
But the ones that I faced that I always had trouble with was Tony Gwynn. So I would say Tony Gwynn. We faced him 350 times between me, Glavin, Maddox, and Pedro Martinez, and struck him out 3 times.
It's time for number 5.
The exciting youngster who went straight from the sandlots to right field on the Detroit Tiger team, leaping Al Kaline.
Few players in baseball history win a batting title at the tender age of 20, but that's precisely what Al Kaline did in 1955.
Kaline's 340 really stood out. The next highest average was 319, and that year was like a launching pad for him. Shot him up high and up into the baseball firmament, and he stayed there for the next 2 decades.
No matter what the pitcher threw, Kaline adapted.
You throw him sinker away, he would hit the line drive to right center field.
And there's a line drive single to center.
But if you made a mistake on the inside half of the plate, boom, he hits the ball out of Tiger Stadium.
The 15-time All-Star cracked 399 home runs and took his place in the 3,000-hit club. In the field, he was poetry in motion, earning 10 gold gloves along the way.
I never saw Kaline misplay a ball.
Al Kaline is beloved in Detroit, home for his entire 22-year career. Look no further than the statue of him leaping to make still another catch in right.
He's the greatest Tiger of all time, as far as I'm concerned. He set the standard for me and every other Tiger.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac McGee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Bottom of the second we go. Sharks trailing the Cardinals 4-1 here in the bottom of the second. And back to work is Kevius Sampson, who I don't believe is currently with any major league team. The last time he played the major leagues was 2016. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is check swing foul. It's 0-1. Tellis, the backstop, takes a swing and a miss at the second pitch of the inning. 0-2. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Tellis, Barreto, and JQ. If anybody gets on, Acuna. The 0-2 pitch swing. That ball is going to be burned through the hole, and we'll see how they score this. I would think that's going to be an E6 as it went right through the wickets at short, but it's going to be a leadoff runner at first for the Sharks, trailing by 3 in the bottom of the second inning. Franklin Barreto, your batter. First pitch on the way, right there on the outer edge. For a strike, it's 0-1. 0-1. Righty. He'll kick and fire. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. 0-2 count. Four to 1 your score. Bottom of the second. I have to double check and see. They did give the error there, even though he technically did not touch the ball. The 0-2 swing, chops it over towards short. It's going to have to charge the ball. Here comes the throw over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out, but on the play, the runner at first will head on down to second into scoring position. He could cut this lead to a 2-run game. They're going to throw it over to second base real quick, and Sampson's got a pretty good move. Fires it over there, but the ball's going to make it into the outfield. And runner will get on down to third, and it's runner at third and just one out. That throw was nowhere near his target. Taking another look at it. It looks like that ball went between his legs. Pitch on the way to JQ. Junior Guaira. You see why now I'm calling him JQ. Pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Ronald Acuna Jr. is on deck. Pitch is right there for a strike on the inner track. It's a 1-1, excuse me. A 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing, chops it over to second. And that ball's going to scooch through the hole, and the Sharks are on the board once again. It's 4-2. Ronald Acuna Jr. will come to the plate. He'll represent the tying run. And from what I've read on this in this league is that they have pitched around him quite a bit. We'll see if he gets something hit here. First at bat of the game, he got a pitch that he got into and drove it all the way to deep left center field. Almost left the building. Quick powwow on the mound by the Cardinals. You'll see them abbreviated as LAC. Whereas the Sharks are LAG. Planning on do this at least once a week, if not twice. It's going to depend on the interest if folks start showing up. We had to wait till late last night to put up a show card, so we know this is a one-off. We're just seeing how it went. As Ronald Acuna Jr. stands at the plate. Blue cap, white pants, white shirt, blue lettering, and red outline. First pitch on the way is a curveball down and away. Taken for a ball, it's 1-0. They have a blue cap with red bill and a white tee. Looks very much like the Texas Rangers ball cap, but the tee is shaped a little differently. It's the 1-0 right down the pipe for a strike. It's 1-1. Good to see Ryan. I still don't know why they haven't put the nicknames back in. I'm going to have to look that up this week and find out if there's something we can do about it. It's the 1-1 inside, ball 2-2. 2-1 count. Forget who it was, but someone ended up just making their email their name. I think it was Raymond. If it wasn't Raymond, it was somebody else. The 2-1 pitch, swing, chops it deep into the hole at third. It's going to be a 5-4 put out. 2 away. Acuna will be safe at first. We'll see if he may take off. There's been a lot of talk here going into the 2026 season. I don't know how much he'd be doing in winter ball, but there's been a lot of talk that next season you're going to see Acuna run more like he did before the injury. But this year they purposely were taking it easy. I would kind of prefer him not to be taking off and running and risking injury. First pitch on the way to Michael Garcia. Swung on and sizzled back for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Well, he got the go-ahead from the Atlanta Braves, Raymond. And you're probably just joining us, but the reason why is inside pitch. Gets him, almost hits him in the head. How in the world that missed his head and his bat, I don't know. He had to bend down, and somehow it missed both. Surprised that wasn't hit by a pitch or at least a foul ball. I mean, it went in between his helmet and his bat. Don't think there was any intention. It looked like an off-speed pitch. But when Acuna had that MVP season 2023, is the 1-1 right there for a strike. It's 1-2. He did this same exact thing. It was right after his. If you remember, he tore his ACL in 21. In 22, he came back. He was good, but he wasn't what he was. Then he had a full offseason going to winter ball as they throw it over to first real quick. And then he goes in from the 22 winter ball into the 23 season and has 73 stolen bases and 40 home runs, MVP, and the rest is history. And so that's why the Braves are allowing him to do it, is the 1-2 misses high, 2-2. The other thing is there are guys, and I think Acuna is one of them, that they benefit from seeing pitching during the offseason and not just letting themselves kind of rust and gather dust. There are other guys that prefer to be in the batting cages in the offseason, is the 2-2. Swing, fouls it back. The thing that I'm most surprised about is that he was in right field last night. He's in right field again, and I'm a little surprised that they're not telling him, hey, we don't mind you going down there playing, but can you DH 3 out of every 4 games, right? The 2-2, down and away, taken all the way. So it's a full count now, which means Acuna will be going on the throw. Standing on deck is Montano. Michael Garcia at the plate. Of course, we all know Michael Garcia with the Kansas City Royals is the 3-2 pitch swung on, fouled straight back with it again. Garcia is the cousin of Ronald Acuna Jr. And then Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother is playing center field right now for the team that they're facing, the Cardinals. The payoff pitch, runner goes down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. And the Sharks have the tying run at first. Still 2 outs. I think the biggest thing that takes these games so long is that the pitching is so bad, they're just not hitting the zone. Now, the pitchers last night, I watched quite a bit of it. Actually, much better pitching matchup, but tonight it seems like we've got, I guess, their version of basically the number 4, number 5 pitcher in the rotation. So Ronald Acuna Jr. is at second in scoring position. By the way, he's wearing 27, not 13. His cousin, Garcia, Michael Garcia, 25 years old, plays for the Royals, is at first. The pitch on the way is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. And then in center field, you have his brother, Little Acuna. But I do believe there's something to be said, Raymond, for there are certain guys that they stay in better shape if they play ball, as opposed to just asking them to go to the gym, because it keeps their legs strong, et cetera, et cetera. There are other guys that much prefer take the winter off. They'll work out, but they don't want anything to do with playing the game. And I think it's really just, he's being told to take it easy, don't go nuts. There was a ball that was hit down the line, I think in the first, maybe it was the second inning, that I think if it's a regular season game, he dives for it. Instead, he tried to make a shoestring catch and overran it. 2-0 count. You just hope that the adrenaline doesn't kick in and he gets injured in a bigger game. They've got the Caribbean Series beginning in January. We're going to be bringing you those games. Those are going to be a lot of fun. This is just kind of getting your appetite wet for it. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-1. We've got a lot of games. The off season's much shorter this year. With us doing these games in the winter ball, but we're also going to bring you the Caribbean Series in January. Mid-February this year is going to be spring training. Is the 2-1 swing, pops it up, high in the sky. Should be an easy out. Who wants it? The left fielder. Pinyango makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Have Sullivan in your scorecard, but not before the Sharks put one on the board. Acuna Sharks trail 4-2. We go to the top of the third.
In 1980, we were playing Philadelphia, and whoever won that game goes to the World Series. I go down to take batting practice, and Pete's on one knee, and he's leaning on his bat watching. And when I got through hitting, I walked out, and Pete goes, "Hey, Nolan, I wish you'd get that curveball of yours over just one time." Do you remember this?
No. I didn't say Mr. Ryan?
No, you said Nolan. You said, "I wish you'd get that curveball over just one time." And I go, "Yeah, why is that, Pete?" And he says, "Because I'm going to hit it right off your blanking forehead." And I go, "Oh, all right, we'll see about that." So, we get into the game, and first 2 times up, I don't throw him any curveballs. Third time up, throw him fastball in, throw him fastball away. It counts 1-1. I think, now's my chance. Well, I throw my curveball, and when it leaves my hand, I know it's a good pitch. It was a pitch I wanted to throw. But I see Pete's eyes light up, and he hits the most vicious line drive that would have hit me in the face if I hadn't got my glove up. And he's running to first base, pointing at me. And he comes across the mound, and he says a couple ugly things to me.
Right back to Ryan. Pete says, "All right."
The countdown for George Brett to the 3,000 mark.
And just as much desire to climb them.
I'm 4 hits away. We have a 4-game series in Anaheim. I go to the ballpark that day, and I'm trying to swing, and I can't. Tuesday, get there, taking dry swings, not good enough. Get there Wednesday, taking some swings, hitting off a tee. I'm going, okay, if I can swing 80%, boom, yeah, it feels good. Okay, Hal McRae, I can play.
It was insane. He was hurt. He was so hurt that he couldn't even put on his shoes that day. We didn't even know if he was going to start the game. And one of his brothers stayed in Palm Springs because George said, "I'm not going to play. And if I play, I'm going to do terrible."
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Charlie's asking how many spring training games you go to. Charlie, I didn't make it to any last year. Now we called a bunch. We're trying to get down to one this year. First pitch on the way, swung on and sawed off foul. It's 0-1. It's a little trickier than it used to be. They were 2 hours away from us. And the Braves were in Orlando. Now everybody has moved much further south. It's not just the Braves. I mean, because I would go check out a spring training game if it was still in our neck of the woods, even if it wasn't the Braves. 4-2 your score. The Cardinals lead the Sharks. Ronald Acuna Jr. in right field for the Sharks. Pitch is inside. Did he go around? They said he did not. But we used to go to 1 or 2 every spring. We'd go down to Orlando as the 2-1 pitch. Up top, misses high. I have not been to the new stadium yet. So we're talking about wanting to get down there for the new stadium. I think it'd be a lot of fun to see that new ballpark, but it's so much further away with our work schedules. It becomes increasingly difficult. The 3-1 pitch, swing. That ball's banged through the infield, and that's going to be up against the wall, and it's going to be essentially a leadoff double. Though I do think we're going to get an error called on that. It went under the glove of Garcia. He'll tell you he should have had it. Four to 2 your score. Cardinals over the Sharks. We're in the top of the third inning if you're just joining us. Okay, you lived in Melbourne, Charlie? Pitch on the way is right there for a Looked like a strike, but did not get the call. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Runner at second. Nobody out. Swing, pops it deep into left field, going back on the track, making the catch at the wall for a loud out. Number 1 is Montano. The runner at second will retreat back to second, 1 away. Kissimmee, that's right where the stadium was at. They always call it Orlando, but it was essentially Kissimmee. First pitch on the way is down there for a ball. This is just below the knees. It's 1-0. I just liked it better when it was in the Orlando area because you could go to the game and you could also make a weekend of it and go to either Disney World or something like that your wife is going to enjoy too, because it's really hard to talk to your wife who, she enjoys baseball, but to talk her into spending an entire weekend going down just to watch pretend baseball games, it's kind of a stretch there. Righty-lefty matchup, the 2-0 pitch. Swing! Bangs it into the dugout, first base side, 2-1. But when we first met years ago, that was the first trip we took. We had just started dating and spring training came up. I think it was for Valentine's Day. She got me a couple of tickets to the game, and we went down in March and went and saw a spring training game, and then after that we were hooked. We went every year after that until the pandemic hit. This pitch misses outside the zone, 3-1. So a 3-1 count. We were actually planning on going to a game in 2020. I don't remember what the issue was in 2019, but we is the 3-1 down and in. Full count. Now they're going to say that pitch missed. And so he'll head on down to first. First and second, 1 out, top of the third. Cardinals over Acuna's Sharks. 2019. Looking at it right now, it looks like we did go in 2019, but 2020 we were talking about going, and then all this stuff started happening. If you remember how it broke down, that took place the week before. It looks like they're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to get a pitching change. So the Sharks are heading towards the pen once again. We'll stick right here with you. We had planned on going to a game later in March, and then when all the pandemic started, and we were like, what's going on here? We went on a cruise. It's the only cruise we've ever been on. We went on a cruise a few weeks before they shut down the pandemic. We were one of the last ships that were allowed to come in and dock here in Florida. I want to say it was 2, maybe 3 days later that they started putting them out to sea, and they kept, they were quarantining them and all that. So we barely got back in time. And because of that scare, we were on the fence about even trying to go down to a spring training game. And then when they started shutting everything down that week, that was the end of that. And we just never made it back down there. So that was the first year that they had that stadium, the new stadium. Cool Today Park, but I've seen a lot of pictures on it. It looks like a really good spring training facility. I don't know if any of y'all have been to it, but I'd love to hear anybody who's actually been to their spring training facility, tell me what it's like, but it looks pretty impressive because not only do they have the one where they actually play the games, but then they have, it's either 2 or 3 full parks behind their main park that they can go out and practice on. And I guess during the non-spring season, talking about going into the summer and the fall, I guess they host a lot of tournaments down there. That was back in the mid-'80s. Okay. So, yeah, they went to actual Orlando. I want to say 95, 96. You might remember it more, Charlie. Because before that, they were the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros were in Orlando. As the first pitch on the way. We're back to the action. Runners at first and second. 1 out, top of the third. Here in the LVBP, and all you need to know is that's the Venezuelan Baseball Winter League. Ronald Acuna Jr. is playing. And his Sharks trail the Cardinals 4-2. 1-0 misses down and away, 2-0. And I believe, because I wasn't living down there I wasn't living down here at that time. I was in Middle Tennessee. I believe they actually shared the facility for 1, maybe even 2 seasons. And then Houston stayed in Florida, but they went somewhere else. The 2-0 count in the dirt, nowhere near the zone. Ball 3, ball gets away, and the runners will head on down to second and third. There's still just 1 out. Ali Sanchez facing Jose Geraldo, who has a 9.82 ERA. This is a theme. They're pretty high-scoring games in this league. The 3-0 right down the pipe for a strike, 3-1. I think for right now we're planning on doing Wednesday nights, and then the weeks that we have coming up where they're not going to be. As a 3-1 pitch, swing, lifts it high and deep into right field. Acuna gives chase deep into the outfield. He'll make the catch. F9, your scorecard. Here comes the throw, and the runner will be safe, and it's 5-2. Acuna deep into right field, a one-hopper right on the money. But the runner got a pretty good jump and just gets in there. I didn't think that was going to be anywhere near being close. Impressive throw by Acuna. I think when it's all said and done, the more and more I watch these games with Acuna, I just think the kid loves to play baseball. That's what it's all. That's what it all comes down to with the Braves and why they allow him to do what he does during the offseason. He just loves to play baseball. And it's going to keep him in shape. But I would think there is some kind of guidelines that they have to make sure that he stays healthy. Is the 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. I was assuming when I saw him in right field last night that he would be the DH tonight, but evidently he's out there playing almost every night in right field. The 2-0 count. Check swing. Did he go around? He did, 2-1. Next week, I haven't looked at the schedule yet, but we are planning on doing it on Wednesday. Next week is also going to be Army-Navy. That'll be Saturday, December 13th, 3 p.m. Those are usually a lot of fun. Right here on Braves Country Radio. The 2-1, down and in. Was time called? No, pitcher violation, so they are calling that. I swear last night it did not appear that they had any kind of a pitch clock going on. Maybe it wasn't working last night. But tonight, they have shown a working clock. I did not see a working clock at all last night. And they were taking forever in between pitches. The 3-1. Right there for a strike. Full count. Full count, runner at third, 2 outs. Sharks trail the Cardinals 5-2. But I'll tell you something else. I never would have known until decided to do this game. The rosters on these teams are enormous. As the payoff pitch, swing, lifts it into center field. Underneath it, making the catch is Beretta, and that'll end the inning. But Cardinals lead the Sharks 5-2. We go to the bottom of the third. Ronald Acuna Jr., his team will grab the sticks when we return.
The stat that stands out is Ted Williams. Ted Williams played more games in the 5 years where he also fought in World War II for, I think, 3 of those 5 years than Anthony Rendon has played in the 5 years he's been an Angel. That's a hell of a stat right there.
Tonight's random complaint. When someone's doing a live and they say, I won't talk until you make me laugh. You know what? F you. I don't have time to make you laugh.
It's really easy pitching when you got a defense like ours, I tell you.
Anything make you nervous?
Caves, mainly. I don't see any caves out here. We're in the south, but it's not the desert. That's where I find most caves are probably at.
Frank Robinson, he was one of the most competitive players I've ever seen.
The 21-year-old slugging sensation, Robinson, will develop into one of the game's greatest hitters.
But Frank went beyond even that, for he excelled in every facet of the game.
I asked him, why did you stand up on the plate like you did? And he said, it's hard to throw the ball inside, isn't it? If you did it one time, I tip my hat to you. If you miss by 3 inches, I'll take you out of the ballpark.
For 10 years with the Reds, Frank launched home runs at a prolific pace.
Frank Robinson bombs one over the left center field fence.
But Cincinnati then traded him to Baltimore. There's no greater fury than a slugger with a grudge.
Did I have something to prove? Yes.
So he promptly won the Triple Crown, earned the MVP award, and led his new team to a World Series title.
And the Orioles win.
Robinson went on to charm the Charm City with memorable moments and milestones.
Fly ball well hit deep left field. It is going to be the 500th home run.
We should never forget just how great Frank Robinson was.
A lot of people overlook Frank Robinson. Frank was as good as anybody.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Down and away for a ball. As we head to the bottom of the third, Sharks trail the Cardinals 5-2. Righty-righty matchup. 1-1. Looked like he hit the zone. In fact, the catcher even pointed at him like, good pitch, and he did not get the call. 2-1. We think we have bad umpiring in the bigs. I mean, this guy's strike zone has been creative. I guess that's the best way we can put it. The 2-1 pitch, swing, chops it up the middle. Scooped up by the shortstop. He'll fire it to first, and it's a 6-3 put out. Garcia to Vasquez if you're scoring at home. 1 away. One up, one down. Tomorrow night we're going to be doing Once Upon a Pastime series. That starts at 6 p.m. As Solarte takes the first pitch below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Right downstairs for a strike. We're going to go through the entire gauntlet of all the players that are up for the Hall of Fame. Is the 1-1 swung on, fouled it back. It's 1-2. That'll come on at 6 o'clock. It's going to be a fairly quick show. We're going to try to keep that to about an hour. We're just going to try to dive into, obviously, Dale Murphy is a big interest for Braves country. Is the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Thought he might have gotten a piece of that ball, but I guess not. He's not making an argument on it. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. Give you an idea who the guys are that are up for the Hall of Fame. We'll go into it tomorrow night of who we think should and should not or will not get in. It's the first pitch right there for a strike. It's on 1. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are a part of that. The 0-1 down and away. Misses. Escobar taken all the way. 1-1. You also have Carlos Delgado, Jeff Kent, Don Mattingly. The skipper for the Sharks is going out and having a quick powwow with the home plate umpire. I don't know if he's arguing balls and strikes or definitely was not too happy with something that went on there. Dale Murphy is up. Gary Sheffield, Fernando Valenzuela. So big names, but of course the obvious thing that you take away from most of that is the 1-1 pitch, swing, fouls it back, it's 1-2. You go by the numbers, you're going to say Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are shoo-ins. And for that matter, strong argument for Gary Sheffield. But if you go by, is the 1-2 fouled away? We'll do it again. But if you go by the fact that all those guys were accusing pretty good evidence that they were doing PEDs during that era, that's where the rubber meets the road on those votes. The 1-2 pitch. Swing! That ball is scalded towards the left center field gap. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Up against the wall, up over the wall. And it's a 2-out double for the Sharks. So a good piece of hitting there by Escobar. They've got folks in the crowd that play drums when they get base hits. I can't hear it, but I like to think that they're doing the tomahawk chop. Righty-lefty matchup. Tomas Tellis coming to the plate. First pitch is right there for a strike. Zone 1. Tellis, the hind catcher, batting .357 in winter ball, 6 RBI. If he can get a base hit, he can cut this lead to 2. The 0-1, swing, pops it up, high in the sky, not very deep. Coming in, making the catch is Little Acuna, and that'll end the inning. So the Sharks threaten but can't get him across. We'll go to the 4th inning, 5-2 Cardinals here in Venezuelan winter ball.
I have breaking news coming from Southern California. Trump has just renamed San Andreas Fault to Newsom's Fault.
I married a guy who had asked me for a date when I thought, why in the world is he asking me for a date? He dated the cute girls. And I just couldn't understand it, but I thought he was cute. So I thought this was wonderful. Ended up marrying him. So about 3 years after we were married, I asked him, why did you ask me for the first date? I know, we had fun. It was good afterwards, but why the first date? He said, you wore an orange corduroy dress. And I thought anybody who would wear an orange corduroy dress liked to have fun. So we had fun the rest of our lives.
Name one villain in movie history that was actually right or relatable, and you can't say the Joker, because I know you're going to say the Joker.
The Mel Ott story is a very lovely piece of Americana. He was 16 years old, playing ball in Louisiana, and some local was so enamored of Ott's talents that he sent Mel Ott up to New York for a tryout at the Polo Grounds.
The New York Giants had been the class of baseball, led by manager John McGraw. And although Mel Ott was just 16, the New York skipper saw untapped potential.
McGraw was so enamored of this boy that he refused to send him down to the minor leagues. He brought Ott along very carefully till the boy was a first-rate star.
A shining star, one who at the age of 20 slammed 42 home runs with a swing that made folks stand up and take notice.
Ott would raise his right foot as the pitcher was ready to deliver and just hang it there in midair.
Master Melvin amassed numbers that put him in the top 3 for all right fielders in walks, OPS plus, and RBIs.
Mel Ott's statistics tell you he's one of the great sluggers in baseball history. Mel Ott was pure baseball all the way around.
So what is it exactly you do for this company? Mainly make mistakes and inappropriate comments.
Welcome back. 5-2 your score. And, well, this is interesting. Carlos Toshi is going into the outfield. And I got to look at this real quick and see what's going on with this. So it appears he's in right field, but I'm not 100% sure because the way the lineup is set up. First pitch on the way is down here for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, chopped over to first. Hard hit ball, but right into the glove of the first baseman. Solarte, he'll step on the bag. G3 in your scorecard, 1 away. Never mind, it was the center fielder that was taken out. So Acuna's still in the game. The way they had the camera pinned over there, it looked like he was in right field, but he's in center field. They've yet to show the overview, but that's what it's showing on the scorecard. So Toshi is in center. He comes in for Barreto. My next question was going to be, well, if Acuna's not playing, is anyone going to be even paying attention to this? 1-0 count, righty-lefty matchup. In the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0. Kicks and fires, drops a strike in there on the outer edge, 2-1. Last night's broadcast actually had the miles per hour up on the screen. I believe they're in a different building than they were last night because this looks much different. So they've got the pitch clock working, but it doesn't look like that they have access to the radar gun. Vargas, the batter, righty-lefty matchup. The 3-1 pitch. Brings it. Swing, chops it. That's going to get through the middle for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for the Cardinals. I don't think he would Raymond, if he gets accepted, that's something that you're going to want to remember. You don't want to be clouded by it. Now, afterwards, fair game. First pitch on the way is inside. Busts little Acuna back. Almost gets him in the hand. It's 1-0. Ronald Acuna's younger brother. Luis Angel Acuna batting 277. He's got 4 home runs here in the winter ball. 1-0, swing and a miss, coming out of his shoes on that one, 1-1. Of course, he's actually getting pitchers to pitch to him. Acuna, they've talked about it all during what few games he's played, is that he's just not getting a lot to pitch. A lot of pitches to hit. The 1-1 pitch, swing, pops it up, deep into center field, but that should be playable. Toshi will make the catch, and there's 2 down. Top of the 4th inning. 5-2 your score if you're just joining us. The Sharks trail the Cardinals. The Sharks are the team of the Ronald Acuna Jr. and his cousin Michael Garcia, who's the 3rd baseman. Whereas little Acuna plays center field for the Cardinals. First pitch on the way, is swung on, chopped foul down the line. It's on 1. The 0-1. Runner at first, 2 outs. Infield. Looks like they play everybody pretty straight up here in this league as the 0-1 drops in for a strike. It's 0-2. Haven't seen a shift yet between last night and tonight's game, but take that with a grain of salt. The 0-2 count. I don't know if he does, Gary, to be honest with you. When we met him a few months ago, I mean, it was in very, very quick. I didn't, obviously he wasn't standing there with a beer or anything. It's the 0-2, ball's in the dirt, 1-2. Looks like the pitcher lost his balance on the follow through, just kind of sat down. Appears to be okay. Yeah, I think he just lost his balance. His plant foot kind of slipped. So 1-2 count. Vasquez the batter. Geraldo the pitcher. Righty lefty. The 1-2's fouled back into play. Out of play, excuse me. We'll do it again. I don't know if he is, Gary, but I don't think you could judge him if the night after getting put into the Hall of Fame if he doesn't partake in 1 or 2. The 1-2 count. Check swing. Looked like he went around. Did he go around? He did. Strike 3. Ball gets away. The camera works really bad. And is that going to end the inning, or did the ball get away and the runner get down to first? I guess he did. The camera work is just terrible. Anyways, evidently the inning's over. The ball kicked away. I don't know if the batter headed to the dugout and just gave up on the play, but regardless, strikeout if you're scoring at home. We'll be back in a flash. 5-2 your score. Ronald Acuna Jr. is due up 3rd when we return.
I don't know which one of my coworkers need to hear this, but anything happening past 12 o'clock on Friday is definitely a Monday problem.
You know those nights where you just do not feel like drinking? Well, tonight's not one of those nights. We're getting cheers.
Today, we hop into our MLB time machine and talk about baseball first. On May 2nd, 1876, Ross Barnes hit the first home run in baseball history in the top of the fifth inning against Cincinnati pitcher Cherokee Fisher. On July 15th, 1876, St. Louis Brown stocking pitcher George Bradley would be the first to do something. He threw a no-hitter. On September 10th, 1881, Roger Connor did something that wouldn't be done again until Babe Ruth did it again in 1925. He hit the first walk-off grand slam. Paul Hines put his name in the history books for being the first Major League Baseball player to wear sunglasses on the field. He also had two other firsts. He was baseball's first Triple Crown, and he performed the game's first unassisted triple play. New York Giants player Mickey Welch made history on August 10th, 1889, when he pinch hit for his injured teammate Hank O'Day.
What do you guys want? Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a hard roll with a side order of fries, cheese, and gravy, and a bowl of gravy on the side.
I'll have the same thing plus pancakes.
Chocolate milk?
You know it, honey.
And I'll make it two.
I'll have an egg white omelet made with very little oil, dry wheat toast, and grapefruit juice.
Oh, my God.
All right, here it comes.
You know, just placing an order like that can get you kicked out of the Army.
Now, if you put a construction helmet on that order, it could join the village people.
Would you knock me down a flight of stairs for $4 million?
I'd do it for a $5 scratch-off and a bag of Doritos.
Over the years, the struggles of the Boston Red Sox would provide some of the most dramatic and heartbreaking action the game would ever see. And on October 21st, 1975, Fenway Park would witness the greatest game in World Series history, a game that rekindled the whole country's love of baseball.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. 5-2 your score. Cardinals, who are in the field, leading the Sharks. Ronald Acuna Jr. due up third in the inning. First pitch on the way to Toshi is in for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and popped up high in the sky. Ortega out there in right field. He'll make the catch. Former Brave, former Cub. One away. Righty-lefty matchup as Acuna stands on deck. First pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to JQ. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one, 0-2. Sampson, who came in with terrible numbers, is actually pitching a pretty good ball game. We're here in the fourth inning. It's at 61 pitches. The 0-2 count in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, swing, drops it over towards second, diving attempt. That ball's going to get through the infield. Little Acuna cut it off, but it's going to be a one-out single for the Sharks. Good piece of hitting there by the number 9 hitter, and that'll bring Ronald Acuna Jr. to the plate. So Acuna stands in. He's now batting .400 on the season with 1 home run. First pitch is down and in. Misses well in for a ball. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires, and time is called. I think chances are he's not, because I knew that he was a Mormon, but he's also converted to the Church of Latter-day Saints in 1975. So I'd say the chances that he's some hellraiser are pretty slim to none. 1-0 pitch is down and away. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops it over third. It's going to be a 5, 4, 3. Ball in the dirt. Acuna will beat it out, and that'll keep the inning alive. Good to see you, Tree Nug. So Ronald Acuna Jr. is standing at first, 2 outs, excuse me. That'll bring the number 2 hitter, Garcia to the plate. First pitch on the way to his cousin, Michael Garcia. Foul back out of play, it's 0-1. So if you're just joining us, the man standing at the plate is the cousin of Ronald Acuna Jr. He's at third base for the Sharks tonight. Center fielder for the Cardinals is the little brother of Ronald Acuna Jr. Little Acuna, as we like to call him. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So we'll be trying to do this again. I'm assuming they're playing again next Wednesday night. That's the goal, is to bring these to you on Wednesday night. But on the weeks where I believe you've got Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve on Wednesday nights, we're going to bring those to you on Tuesdays. The 0-2 pitch swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, underneath it, making the catch. F9 in your scorecard, and that'll end the inning. So Acuna gets a board on the fielder's choice, but nothing doing. Sharks trail the Cardinals 5-2. We'll be back in a flash here in Winter League, Venezuelan baseball.
Hurry now.
What?
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 What was that?
What?
Well, you're standing, breathing, and smoking, so the other thing.
Spitting?
Some barefaced, uncultivated version of it, yes.
What, you never seen someone spit before?
Yes. An inexcusably obese man in the batter's box at a Blue Jays game.
But you never seen a girl spit before?
Yes. A 6-year-old after consuming an insect in her ice cream cone.
But you don't think girls should spit?
I don't say what girls should do.
But you don't like it when girls spit?
Preferably not within my line of sight, earshot, and in a perfect world, ever.
You hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm immediately concerned that sensation may never reestablish itself. But what a ride it's been.
What's your best pitch?
My best pitch is a strike. A sinking fastball down and away from a right-handed hitter. Thereby, he thinks it's a good pitch. The last minute, it sinks. He hits the top half of the ball, and he hits a ground ball one away. And you do that 3 times or 27 times in a ball game, make perfect sinkers, you'll get 27 outs. Unless the hitters are smart, and then what they do is they know it's a sinker, they get up and they drive the ball to right center field, and then you got to run it at third in less than 2 outs. So they bring the infield in, and you don't want them to hit a sinker now. You got to strike them out. So then you go to a cross-seam fastball, which I don't have.
The idea of community, the idea of coming together, we're still not good at that. We talk about it a lot. In moments of crisis, we're magnificent at it. At those moments, we understand community, helping one another. Baseball, you do that all the time. You can't win it alone. It is a community activity. You need all 9 people helping one another. I love bunt plays. I love the idea of the bunt. I love the idea of the sacrifice. Even the word is good. Giving yourself up for the good of the whole. That's Jeremiah. That's thousands of years of wisdom. The Bible tried to do that and didn't teach you. Baseball did.
Welcome back. 5-2 your score. Cardinals lead the Sharks. New pitcher on for the Sharks. Proximus Albate. All right. I am probably butchering the hell out of his name, but I'm trying. It'll be Bastitas, Flores, and Pinago to lead off the inning. First pitch on the way. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 1-0. 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. 5-2 your score. Cardinals jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first inning. Starting pitcher was ran from the game. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. Chase one well off the plate. Down and out of the zone. 1 up, 1 down to start the 5th inning. One up, 1 down, and Jackson Flores is now in the game. So I was telling y'all earlier, there are huge rosters on these teams. As the first pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Kind of treat this when I've done a couple of the up and coming stars. All-star games we've done in the past is the 1-0 swing and a miss 1-1. It's going to get to the point where they have so many substitutions with some of these obscure names. We're just going to go short to second, 6-4-3, that kind of thing. See how long they play Acuna. Assuming he stays in the game, the plan is to bring in the whole game, but if they take him out of the game, I think the interest is going to dwindle. 1-1, swing and a miss is 1-2. 9 a.m. tomorrow on the Armchair Quarterback Radio, we've got the Armchair Quarterback Show. We're going to be talking about the conference championship games in college, the NFL, fantasy, all that stuff. Then at 10 a.m. here on Braves Country Radio, it's MLB Today. And at 11 a.m. we're going to do Braves Country Day, all on Thursday. The 1-2. Swung on and lifted deep into center field, drifting back, making the catch at the warning track. Backhanded grab by Toshi. F8 your scorecard. 1 down. Looks like, if my count is right, looks like each team has 26 pitchers on the roster. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they have such low pitch counts. But this kid Sampson has been pitching, has been in the game the whole time. So I don't know if that's because he's not with the parent club and they don't have any restrictions on him. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. That would be my guess. Pitch to start off, Pinago's down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. They have 5 catchers on each roster. 1-0. Drops it in for a strike. It's 1-1. There are 10 infielders and 7 outfielders on Acuna's team. There's 7 catchers on the Cardinals. Pitch right there. That'll make the count 2-1. So a 2-1 count, righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way, swing, lifted, high into center field. Drifting over, making the catch is Doshi, and that'll end the inning. Cardinals go down 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash. Sharks grab the bats when we return, trailing by 3.
Everybody in this room knows the way that I feel about a lot of things. Basically, everybody's too soft. Everybody's too sensitive about everything.
Hi, honey. I just got done at the car shop. I got the oil change, and then I also got a really good deal on putting air in the tires.
Hold on, what? What'd you say?
I got a really good deal on putting air in the tires. I got the premium stuff. Okay, the premium air in 2 tires, the front ones for $150, or I could get just like regular air in all 4. Huh?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What do you mean by premium air? What are you talking about?
Well, he said that like it like lasted an extra long time. He said it was like really high end, and that's what more like the luxury cars got.
No. Air is free. You did not pay for air in your tires.
Yeah, regular air is free, but the premium air, like the high end stuff, I got put in all of them. He charged me $100, but it was on sale. Like I got a deal. It was a special. Armchair.
In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds faced the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Reds were young, aggressive, and powerful, led by Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench. But the Orioles had the best third baseman in baseball. Brooks Robinson was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, was discovered playing ball in the church league, and was beloved by Baltimore fans. Winner of 10 Gold Glove Awards. He was called the human vacuum cleaner. The Orioles took the series in 5, further helped by 6 runs batted in by Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson, Cincinnati's Pete Rose said, belongs in a higher league.
Welcome back. 5-2 your score. Sharks coming to the plate. It's going to be Montano, Arias, and Solarte. First pitch on the way is an attempted drag bunt by Montano. Fouls it away. It's 0-1. So the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Sharks. They trail by 3, bottom of the 5th. Pitch on the way, inside. Misses for a ball. That'll leave it up to count at 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, swung on, popped up, can of corn over by third base, and should be an easy play by Bautista. He does make the catch at 5 in your scorecard, 1 down. Yeah, neither do I, Rich. They gave me the option to put it in English, and it flipped over, so I don't know. And there's probably some kind of prompt that you can change it back again to, but I can't figure it out. So we can put it back over on the other one, but the other one, well, we'll see. So a 2-0 count. That might be a little better for you. Pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. High and deep into right field, going back on the track. Making the catch at the wall for a loud out number 2. F9 in your scorecard. Arias, the Cleveland Guardian, heads back to the dugout. 2 down. Earlier, this version was glitching up, but it looks like it's doing okay now, so we'll just leave that on there. Maybe you can see it a little better. I wonder if almost I should bring it in a little more so you can see it better. First pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. There we go. You go 1. That should help you out a little bit. Kicks and fires, swing, slaps it over to second, and that's going to be an easy 4-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Sharks go down 1-2-3. When we come back, the Cardinals grab the bats. Ronald Acuna's Sharks trail 5-2.
Man, believe this or not, I don't watch no film, bro. Like, I just know the game of football inside out. I feel like Madden has a good tell of how good players are. So I just play Madden the night before, and I go look at all their ratings. So I just go get on Madden. I go to the EA rosters. Then I scroll down and see what their awareness is, their speed is, and their sprint. And that's how I get a good tell on them.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Michigan, Ohio State feels like you're asking me to pick which one of your kids is my favorite. And I just can't. Because I don't like any of your kids.
Look at that door, dude. See that door right there? One marked pirate. You think a pirate lives in there? I see a door marked private. Is that the door you're talking about? No, I was talking about... Yep. I didn't say... No, what did you hear? I heard you say you saw a door marked pirate. No, see, that's not what I was saying. We're talking about pirates all day. We're going to find out what lives in here. Jesus Christ.
What was incredible about Clemente was not only how skilled he was at each part of the game, but this kind of ferocity that he played on each play of the game, even years when they were pitiful and they had no chance to get into the pennant or anything like that. He would throw it in, he would pick guys off who got a single, who took too much of a turn going around first. There was just something intense about this guy that was not necessarily what was going on in baseball at that moment.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. He at the knees must have just missed the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. It's going to be Sanchez, Hernandez, and Ortega. Swing and a miss. Righty-righty matchup. Cardinals lead the Sharks 5-2. We're in the top of the 6th. Pitch on the way. Just missed the outer edge. 1-2 count to Ali Sanchez. Batting .227 here in the winter ball. Time is called real quick by Sanchez. Steps out of the box. Pitch on the way is outside the zone. 2-2. That might be the best way, and I was trying to get to where y'all could see everything, but I think it's going to be impossible to do that. So it might just be better to have the view like that. Y'all tell me, but I think that's probably the best look. So a full count now. Top of the 6th. Sharks trail the Cardinals 5-2. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him up top. High heat. 1 away. One up, 1 down. Good to see you, James Hagan. Long time no see. James, I'm assuming you still have the same address that you had before. We're getting set to send some of y'all some of the stuff that we give out. As the first pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Yanni Hernandez batting .357 here in the Winter League ball. 2 home runs on the year, righty-lefty. The 1-1 pitch. Down and in, ball 2-2. So a 2-1 count. Brings it, swings, slices it back foul, do it again. Hernandez, the number 9 hitter, so Ortega is on deck. Little Acuna 4 batters away. The 2-2. Pitch on the way, swung on, chopped up the middle, and that's going to get through the hole. Second baseman Escobar could not make the play. So it's a 1-out single, and he's going to try to go for 2, and he's going to get gunned down. Good throw out there by the center fielder, Toshi. He stayed on it, not 100% sure why he tried to turn that into 2. Toshi got it, fired it to second, the 1 hopper, and got him in plenty of time. That was bad base running by the Cardinals, and there's 2 away. So good relay by Toshi into second base. Rafael Ortega, the batter. Good to see folks in the chat. Tree Nug and James, we haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is okay. See Uncle Charlie tonight. And that was BA, I'm pretty sure, that is in the chat. Tree Nug. I know we had Gary and Raymond in here a little while ago. 1-1, down and in, ball 2-1. Five to 2 your score, 2 outs. Ortega kicks and fires. Inside. 3-1. 3-1 count. It's really strange. They had this game listed as 5:30 all week, and then today, all of a sudden, 2 of them popped up at 6 o'clock, including the folks that were carrying it. So that's why I kept changing our intro time, because I really didn't know what time the game was starting. We fired it up right before 5:30, around 5:25-ish, and it ended up coming on at about 5:40. Yesterday it was right at the 5:30 spots. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if it had anything to do with weather. Rafael Ortega will be the batter, runner at first, 2 outs. I'm not sure what happened. I believe I've lost the broadcast for a second. Not 100% sure why. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they've gone to commercial for some reason. I don't know if they went to commercial break or this is just a commercial that pops up in the middle of their stuff. Well, we'll head to break. As far as I know, it's 5-2, and we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. Something was missing there on that feed. We'll be back in a flash.
You know the guy's name that you yell out every single time you shoot paper into a trash?
Yeah, John Wilkes Booth.
Well, he died. Wait, what? Why would you yell his name?
I know, terrible guy, but he never missed a shot. Game recognizes game.
Hypothetical situation. If I died in a foreign country, let's choose Jerusalem, just because. If I died in Jerusalem and it costs $30,000 to ship me home or $500 to bury me there, what would you choose?
I would pay $30,000 to ship you home.
You would? I'm shocked by that. Why would you pay the $30,000 over the $500?
Well, about 2,000 years ago, a man died in Jerusalem, and then 3 days later, he rose from the dead. I can't take that chance.
The power at the plate reaches a whole nother level for the 2 best right fielders in the history of the game. Number 2.
How would Henry Aaron describe Henry Aaron's 715th home run? I will describe it this way.
That home run is how most fans remember Hank Aaron, but there was so much more to his game.
I always felt that he was one of the best all-around players that I ever saw. He could do everything and did it with ease.
And at the plate, a legend.
It's a terrific drive.
Good enough to have more career home runs and RBIs than any other, but despite his workmanlike consistency, it wasn't until the 21-time All-Star closed in on Babe Ruth's all-time home run mark that folks really acknowledged his greatness. For the Hammer was about to make history.
And here is Henry Aaron. This crowd is up all around. He's sitting on 714. Here's the pitch by Downing. There's a drive into left center field. Out of here. It's gone. 715. There's a new home run champion of all time. And it's Henry Aaron.
What more can you say? Hank Aaron.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. Well, good to see you, James. I'm not sure what the issue with the phone was, but welcome back. We just started doing these. I was looking at the schedule, and it looks like it's, once again, next Wednesday night, the Wednesday night baseball game that we're going to be bringing you is going to be 5:30 Eastern, Wednesday, December 10th. We'll do that again on the 17th. So it'll be on Wednesdays until we get closer to Christmas and Christmas Eve, and then we're going to bring it to you on Tuesdays. If that makes sense. But I'll be putting these cards up much earlier. Last night I did it last minute, as you got a 1-2 count here on Escobar. Because we weren't sure how to bring you, if we could bring it to you, all that kind of stuff. We figured it out last night, so we decided to go ahead and start it this week. 1-2 count. Down below the knees. 2-2. Acuna's Sharks trail the Cardinals 5-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th. It looks like on the 17th, LAG plays at 6. So we're covering Acuna's team is what we're doing. And it looks like there's rain coming down. I don't know if it's going to be enough to stop the game or not. Is the 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3, 3-2. I wondered about this because this is the rainy season down there. I wondered how much rain delays we would get. Obviously, if it goes into a rain delay, we won't try to keep you on here all night long because we're really just here to see Acuna. And I would hope as the payoff pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play, we'll do it again. And if they end up pulling Acuna because of the rain, then obviously we would dip out as well. We're really here just to bring you Acuna baseball. And it was a nice bonus that his brother is playing in center field for the opposing team tonight. You'll see Major League Baseball players scattered all over these rosters as the payoff pitch swung on, pops it up down the line, fouling out of play. We'll do it again. Tomorrow we'll have 9 a.m. is the football show on Armchair QB Radio, but right here on Braves Country Radio, 10 a.m. MLB Today. We'll get you caught up with all the news and notes and trade rumors throughout Major League Baseball. And then 11 a.m. is Braves Country Today, where we're going to focus on the Braves and, of course, what's going on in the National League East. Things like the signings that the Mets just had a couple of days ago with them going out and getting Williams. As the payoff pitch, swing, chops it down the line, foul. We'll do it again. So a payoff pitch. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Caught looking strike 3. Bender on the outer edge. 1 away. Sampson still out there pitching. I am shocked this guy is out there pitching as long as he has. Most of these pitchers, they pull pretty quickly, but he does not have a parent club. He's 34 years old. He's a journeyman down here in winter ball, has not played in the major league since 2016. Now he's from Gainesville, Florida. First pitch on the way to Escobar. Swung on and pops it up. High in the sky, little Acuna, center fielder, makes the catch. F8 in your scorecard. And 2 down. I would think that he's going to get moved in the offseason, Acuna, or either that or shortly after that. I'm talking about the little brother, Luis Angel, little Acuna. Because if you paid attention to what's going on with the Mets, obviously Lindor's not going anywhere, the shortstop. And they just made the trade for Marcus Semien, who's a very good second baseman. Now, the other question would be, is this because, is the first pitch on the way, up top for a strike, it's 0-1. Are they putting him out in center field to get him ready to play more outfield with the Mets next year because they traded away, if you remember, they traded away Brandon Nimmo. The 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires, ball in the dirt. 1-2. Five to 2 your score. Toshi at the plate. Ronald Acuna Jr. in the hole. The 1-2. Swing, hits it hard on the ground over to short. Backhanded. Kind of a looping throw, but he'll make the play. 6-3 on your putout, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th. 5-2. Cardinals over the Sharks here in winter ball.
If we're ever...
People are putting glitter in their pickles now. It's a trend. They're called glickles. For the love of God, will somebody turn me the off? I don't want to take in any more data. My brain is closed. Sorry, I'm being rude now. They're lovely. They look lovely. They're lovely. Will you stop playing with your food and eat it?
Hey, man. Y'all know I love these, right? Ruin Thanksgiving in 4 words. Hey, Pop, Mama cheating. Who made the potato salad? There's pork in everything. My mom want to go home. I dropped the turkey. Y'all always judging me. Hey, the toilet don't flush. Who them people is? That food look nasty. The yams ain't yamming. Hey, why Auntie Turkey white? It's no to-go plates. All the plates smell of booty. Somebody's car got towed. Dog just licked the turkey. I keep them going. How would you ruin Thanksgiving?
Are there any drugs in this house?
If there
Shut that down for a second.
If there are, you better find them and give them to me immediately. No, they're not.
No drugs in the house right now.
Not that I know about. If I know about them, I'll find them and throw them away. It's not a big deal. Ooh, drugs in the house. We're all gonna die.
And let me see, what else could we pile on? Is there any more we could pile on?
So his brother JB stayed in the desert, and then he started watching the game, and he got one hit. Then he got another hit, and then I think he jumped in his car and started to drive towards Anaheim.
George tonight with a double, a single, and another single. He has 2,999 hits.
Getting something of that magnitude, that important, you're not going to get it your first at bat because you're going to feel a pressure and you're going to be too tense and your swing won't be as fluid.
I think a lot of us were like, just make an out so that you can go back to Kansas City and get it in Kansas City, but no.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Five to 2 your score. We head to the top of the seventh. Man, I'll tell you what, the rain's coming down pretty hard. I'm a little surprised they haven't called this game. Thanks for the reminder, Charlie. I would have forgotten all about the damn seventh inning. With the pitch on the way. Right there for a strike. It's little Acuna leading off for the Cardinals, followed by Vasquez and Bastidas. Pitch right there on the outer edge. Oh, 0-1 count, swing, fouls it away. It's 0-2. That rain is coming down sideways. Little bit of stinging rain. Well, it's not the seventh inning yet, Charlie. Seventh inning stretch yet. It's the top of the seventh. 1-2 count. But I will definitely go run and grab it for him if we may. Well, regardless, I'll get it for him. The 1-2 fouls it away. Even if they call the game right now, we'll do the seventh inning stretch as we walk it off. Luis Angel Acuna batting .274, 4 home runs already in winter ball. Just started a few weeks ago. The 1-2 swung on, chopped over towards short. It's going to be a 6-3. Got him. Got him by maybe a quarter step. Acuna thinks he's safe. Have to see that. I'll tell you what, from the blind eye, he looks safe. We'll have to see that again. Now your eyes can play tricks on you when you're catching the clips. And did he change it? Looks like he might have changed it. Or are they challenging it? They are challenging it. Rain's coming down pretty hard. I'm just still shocked that they're still playing in this. This is the kind of stuff that would make me nervous having Ronald out there. He may have gotten him. Let me see the replay. Man, it is so close. It is bang, bang. I think he probably beat it. They're not slowing it down where you can see it. Oh, yeah. It looks like he beat it. We just got our tree up on Sunday. I mean, it is such a bang-bang play. The only reason why they wouldn't overturn it is because it was called an out on the field. It is that close. But it looks like the front of his foot is hitting the bag just as the ball is hitting the mitt. I think he's safe. I mean, it's not by much, but I think he's safe. I'll tell you one thing, the replay is doing a much better job than we get during the Braves games. Normally the Braves games on replay, they focus on 6 different positions, and you never get a slowed down version, but that, I mean, we're getting a pretty good look at it right here. Well, that's what's going on right now. They are going over and over and over. I mean, at this point, this is taking a little too long. Call him out or call him safe. Just call him something. If he gets on, that'll be Vasquez at the plate with Bastidas in the hole. 5-2 your score. Cardinals over the Sharks. LAR over LAG. Ronald Acuna Jr., his team is the Sharks. They're the team that is trailing. They are the home team. They still defensively have Acuna in the game, it looks like. I mean, this is overkill. They are taking forever. It looks like Ronald is now standing over at first base. I don't know why. They're calling him out. I don't think they got that one right, but they're calling him out, so little Acuna will go head to the dugout. Big Acuna will go retreat to first base. From first base to right field. Looks like the rain is starting to let up a little bit, but there's still a pretty heavy drizzle. Five to 2 your score. First pitch on the way, down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. I think it's pretty routine for people to put the tree up after Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving weekend. The 1-0. Swing, fouls it back, run it long. So 1-1 count, one down here in the top of the 7th. Pitch on the way, right there for a strike. 1-2. Something I did not, either A, I just learned it, or B, I don't remember it. But, so Thanksgiving was made a national holiday by Abe Lincoln. I believe it was 1863 was the year. It was the 1-2. This is outside 2-2. I did not know that. So for the longest time, it was the last Thursday of November. It was FDR that stepped in and made it the 4th, because on the rare times where you get 5 Thursdays, he wanted a longer shopping season. The 2-2, caught, looking, strike 3 on the outer edge, 2 down. A little bit of an argument going on with the batsman and the home plate umpire, but he'll head on back to the Cardinals dugout. I mean, kind of hard to see the plate as the plate's been covered by dirt a little bit. It did look like it may have been wide, but it's hard to tell from the angle we're giving. Bastidas, the batter, first pitch on the way, is right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. I forget who it was that mentioned it. I mentioned it yesterday. I heard it somewhere. I was like, after you think about it, it makes a lot of sense why you wouldn't want to shorten the shopping season. And it makes a lot of sense why in 1863 it wasn't that big a deal, but by the 1940s it was. The 0-2 count. Jesus Bastidas, batting .273 with 4 RBI. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him, fastball, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th in a 5-2 score. Acuna and the boys grab the bats. Ronald due up second when we return.
All right, I can't see you. Let me hear you. All one, a two, a three. Me out to the ball game. Hey, me out to the night. Find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street. Root for the
Welcome back. Looks like they're reapplying some dirt onto the pitcher's mound. And it appears that the actual... Well, no. Let me backtrack that. I thought the rain was stopping, but I can still see it in the background. Right-hander coming on for the Cardinals. As soon as they flash his name up, I'll let you know. There are more. Hunter McMahon. Hunter McMahon. How did you end up in the Venezuelan league? Hunter McMahon. See if we can get any information on him. Hunter McMahon. Looks like a youngster. I do believe I found the right person. 27 years old, so not as young as I thought he was. Drafted by the Washington Nationals. He was born in Kansas City, Missouri. Played his college ball at Texas State. And somehow is in the Venezuelan league. I have not seen I do believe they get allotted X amount of players, kind of like the Japanese league. They get allotted X amount of players that aren't actually from the area, so he might be one of them. Much like the starting pitcher tonight, Sampson, who's from Gainesville, Florida. Did not play college ball, because that was going to be my first question. Did he play at UF or somewhere in the state of Florida? But he did not play college ball. Righty-lefty matchup as we start the inning. JQ, the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, coming to the plate. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands on deck. High socks and all. Hunter McMahon kicks and fires. First pitch on the way from the right-hander. There's a P at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Pretty good fastball here by McMahon, though they're not showing us the miles per hour. Does seem like that ball's coming out of his hand pretty quickly. My guess would be low 90s. Maybe even a touch higher, the 0-1. That one just missed outside wide. 1-0. That one right there looked like he could be touching mid-90s. 1-1 count. Right there at the knees. 1-2. One-two count. Ronald Acuna Jr. standing on deck. Man comes set. Pauses, turns, spins. Swing, high chopper down the first base line. Foul in between home and first. We'll do it again. MLB today, 10 a.m. tomorrow, right here on Braves Country Radio. Braves Country today, 11 a.m. tomorrow. If you missed the note earlier, we're moving those to Thursdays. They'll come on this station right after Armchair QB today, which is 9 a.m. over on Armchair QB Radio. The 1-2. Swing, chops it foul. We'll do it again. Long story while I'm doing it, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm trying to get some stuff done on the production side on Fridays. And it's just, it works better to have it all at once. Now, next week's going to be a little different. When big news drops, we're going to jump on because the winter meetings start Sunday night and will carry until Thursday morning. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Pumped it right by him. One away. Good pitch. This ought to be a pretty interesting matchup here. You're going to get McMahon versus Acuna. This kid looks like he's got pretty good fastball. We'll see if he challenges Ronald. .375 batting average now for Acuna. 1 home run, 3 RBI, .565 on base percentage. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. High and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Acuna's been on base once on a fielder's choice. The 1-0. Just misses the outer track. It's a 2-0 count. McMahon stepping off the bump for a second. Looks like he's got an issue with his cleat, so we'll wait for him to clean that up. First 2 pitches were high and inside. The 2-0 count. McMahon comes set, turns and spins. High high and out of the zone, outside wide, nowhere near the zone. Ball 3-0. Acuna chomping at the bit to take a swing at a pitch. And McMahon does not want to challenge him, it appears. The 3-0 from McMahon. Taken right there at the knees. In fact, Acuna dropped the bat, daring him to throw it over the plate. 3-1. The 3-1. They set up on the outer edge. Swing! That ball's hit high and deep. Going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. A solo shot. And Ronald Acuna Jr. goes yard.
Bravo.
He annihilated that pitch. Dead center field.
Bravo.
That ball was scorched.
Bravo.
Fastball right down the pipe, and he did not miss it. That ball clear. They don't give us the numbers here in the league, but I'm going to tell you right now, that pitch was hit every bit of 420-430 to dead center. That ball was scorched. Reminds me of the one that he hit in Detroit a few years back. First pitch on the way to Michael Garcia, Acuna's cousin. Right down off the edge, it's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. 1-0. Swing, chops it right back to the mound. It's going to be a 1-3 put out, 2 down. Man, that was an impressive swing by Acuna. You'll be getting that on your feeds, on all your social media feeds later on tonight. Make sure to check it out. That ball was hammered. I know it's not the same when he's not doing it for the Braves, but it's still pretty nice to see the man hit one like that. And that's the kind of stuff that you don't get if you take the winter off and you just swing in the batting cages. That kind of mano-y-mano, iron sharpening iron type of thing, just you can't recreate it. Daniel Montano standing at the plate, number 3 hitter, swings at the first pitch, lifts it into left field, drifting, trying to make the sliding catch. That ball's going to get over his head. Montano hits first, slams on the brakes, and heads back to second. Thought about turning it for 2, but it is a 2-out single for the Sharks. Trailing by only 2, the tying run is coming to the plate.
If you want to stop me, you're going to have to kill me!
We'll be here tomorrow all day, Tree. We got the 3 shows in the morning, and then we got the one Once Upon a Pastime tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then, of course, for folks who might have missed the update, we're going to be doing these on Wednesday nights the next 3 weeks until we get to New Year's Eve, then Christmas Eve, expect it the day before. They're going to go out there and talk to McMahon real quick. Tying run coming to the plate. Tomorrow night is Once Upon a Pastime. We're going to be going over the Hall of Fame candidacies. There's a vote going on Sunday night at the winter meetings by the Veterans Committee. And we're going to go through the numbers of all the guys who are eligible. Dale Murphy is one of them. Gabriel Arias coming to the plate, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, down and away. For a ball, it's 1-0. He represents the tying run. Cardinals lead the Sharks 5-3. Acuna just made it a 2-run game with a solo shot to dead center. Going to flip it over to first real quick. The runner's back under the tag. I mean, to my count, each one of these teams has about 6 or 7 advertisements on their jerseys. You just got to figure that's eventually coming from Major League Baseball. 1-0. Down and away. The throw is way low. Ball 2-2-0. They're going to flip it down to first real quick to keep the runner close by, but he's back in plenty of time. Garcia could cut it to a 1-run game if he could score. Arias could tie it with one swing. The 2-0 count. Right there for a strike, 2-1. Two-1 to Arias. Here's the pitch. Swing. Lifts it. Back out of play, 2-2. So Deuce is wild now, 2 outs in a 2-run game, a 2-2 count. One swing could tie it all up. The 2-2. McMahon looking over his shoulder. Here's the pitch. Outside wide. Full count. So the runner at first now will be on the move. They have a pitch clock up there, but there's no way they start it the way they do in Major League Baseball, because there are some long delays in between these pitches. So they must have a different rule on how that works. And I don't know why, but the first base umpire stopped the play. Now we're back at it. The 3-2. 2 outs, runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the 8th here in Venezuela winter ball. Ronald Acuna Jr. goes yards. It's a 2-run game heading to the 8th.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Happy hour.
When wins become losses
and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay.
Afternoon, everybody.
Put my pants on, one leg at a time.
Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Drink a beer. Salute.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
Yeah. I mean, the Lord. You gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
Emerson Martinez, the right-hander, coming on for the Sharks. As they trail the Cardinals 5-3, we're in the top of the 8th inning. He's set to face Flores to lead us off. Flores, who is in for Garcia. He'll be followed by Penango and Sanchez. Jackson Flores, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way, right down the pipe for a strike. It's all done. The 0-1. Down and in, 1. I'd like to see the Braves hire the batting coach, hitting coach for the Cardinals here, because they have been very patient. I don't remember the last time I've seen a game where they take this many pitches or close to the zone as the 1-1 misses down and into him. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way, down below the knees, ball 3-1. Good take there. I feel like if the Braves are going to sign a starting pitcher, is the 3-1 pitch. Okay, I guess that's ball 4. Looked like it hit the zone, but did not get the call. He'll head on down to first. Martinez does not like the call. Can't say I blame him. Runner at first, nobody out to start the 8th. But I feel like if the Braves are going to sign a starting pitcher, it's going to be one of these guys that they can get on a shorter deal. Guy like a Lucas Giolito and whatnot. Someone who wants to prove theirself, maybe even have an opt-out, where the Braves don't lock themselves up long-term on an older veteran arm. They'll flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. Nyong'o. 1 for 2. 2 RBIs tonight. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Shows bunt. Drops a good bunt. That's going to be a tough play. Garcia charging. He'll fire it to first. 5-3 in your scorecard. 1 away. On the play, the runner from first moves on down to second, and he is in scoring position. I don't know if y'all saw Devin Williams sign with the Mets yesterday. 3-year deal. That's an interesting one to me because if you remember, Edwin Diaz left for free agency. And does that mean they want him to be the closer at $15 million a year? I mean, a lot of times, as the first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss, it's on 1. You wonder, is he being signed as a setup man or is he being signed as the closer? As he 0-1, swing, chops it down the third baseline. Foul, 0-2. Normally you would say, well, he didn't pitch very well in New York when he was traded over to the Yankees this year. In fact, he lost his closing position. He ended up in the 7th. He pitched at the best, and not even then it wasn't that impressive in the 7th inning this year. So can he close in New York? But the other thing is the 0-2 swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into center field. They're going to send the runner home, and it's going to be a 6-3 ball game. RBI single for the Cardinals, and they have doubled the Sharks' lead at 6-3 here in the 8th. But the counter to that is, if you're just assuming he's being brought in to be the setup man and that they're going hard after Edwin Diaz, Devin Williams came from the Milwaukee Brewers in the spring of last year. Remember who used to run the Milwaukee Brewers is the current general manager for the New York Mets. That's going to be it for the right-hander. He's going to head to the showers. We'll head to break. It's 6-3, top of the 8th. We'll be back in a flash.
Probably saying, I thought there was only one time you're supposed to charge the mound, and that's when you got beamed. Well, you're dumb, and that's wrong. There's plenty of times you can charge the mound other than just when you get beamed. For instance, say you get caught in a rundown between first and second. You're not going to make it to the base, so just bail on the rundown and go fight the pitcher. Probably my favorite time to charge the mound is when you hit a pop fly in the infield. Instead of running to first base, just run straight for the pitcher after you pop the ball up and start fighting his
Hey y'all, it's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is mascara. You better not sneak up on your mama or you mascara.
Greatest right field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bambino, Babe Ruth.
Wielding unprecedented power, Ruth took baseball to another level.
He just tore up the record book, threw it out the window, and started writing new pages.
Before Babe, no one had ever hit more than 27 home runs in a season. In 1920, Ruth doubled that with 54.
This was absolutely staggering hitting.
Never was a time that I'm going to try to hit a home run. It's sure going to be today.
Then in 1927, the unthinkable.
It was hitting that went beyond the furthest extremities of the imagination.
Consider that during a 15-year stretch, Ruth averaged what for most would be an MVP season. No mark was safe from the Babe.
Over the span of his career, the Babe broke or equaled 54 Major League batting records.
How good was he? Just listen.
He was the most tremendous player this game ever had.
An entire nation loved him, and its youngsters made him their personal idol.
Even if you didn't follow baseball, the name Babe Ruth was just a magic name.
A name that lives on with an unparalleled legacy, even amongst those who never saw him play.
I just hope that fathers will keep on telling their sons, once upon a time, there was a baseball player named Babe Ruth.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Gary, that they still got a lot to do as far as figuring out their roster. I mean, I would expect the Mets to be aggressive. But remember, they no longer have Pete Alonso, so they got to figure that out. All they've added was Devin Williams. They don't currently have Edwin Diaz on their roster. And then the other big question is going to be, what is their pitching staff going to look like? Because they couldn't keep anybody healthy last year. They lost their pitching coach. He is now in Atlanta. So we have the new right-hander coming on for the Sharks, and I don't know why, but he does not have his belt on. He's taking forever to, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's got some shiny, I guess his belt is broken. I don't know. The rain continues to come down. I guess someone brought him a new belt. But it's way too early to figure out how good any of these teams are going to be because we just hit free. You've had some, I think it's 9 of the top 54 free agents have been signed. We are so far away from anybody. We haven't had those big splashes yet, and they're coming, but there have been other off seasons where you've had much more aggressive signings, and some of it has really normally been the Atlanta Braves. But they have not been aggressive yet in this offseason. I still think they're trying to figure out shortstop, and until they figure out that, it's hard for them to go anywhere. Unless there's a trade that they can work out somewhere, they're basically trying to find out what the hell's going on with Kim. Is he going to accept their offer, or is he going to realize there's a lot of talk of the New York Yankees going after Hassan Kim, and then trading Anthony Volpe. And if they trade Anthony Volpe, are the Braves one of those teams that could very well be in the market for him? I think Volpe is kind of a poor man's version of Kim, but he's not that big of a drop-off. If you look at a lot of Kim's numbers, he's really more upside than he is what he's actually done the last couple of years. Now, some of that has been health, and I'm one that would like to try, we would take a flyer on him, as it looks like we're finally back ready to roll. This is the slowest moving baseball league I've ever seen in my life. First pitch on the way, lefty-righty matchup, swung on, banged on the ground over to third. It's going to be a 5, 4, 3. Inning, rally killing, double play. So after all that, one pitch and a double play, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Sharks trailing 6-3 to the Cardinals. Acuna should get at least one more at bat.
Next question, gentlemen. What is the one thing the people on the other side of your street have more of than you do? Your wife said they have more grass than you do.
Grass.
I wouldn't bet on that.
It was a homeless woman, wasn't it?
It was a homeless woman, yeah. He said that he had to give his kidnappers $500, so he gave her his credit card to go get him $500 and whatever, because none of it turns out that...
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like Allensby got all liquored up and paid a homeless woman $500 to roll around under the bridge with him.
Now they got two guys coming out saying that they found him unconscious on the side of a road.
Turned out it wasn't a wine bar; it was a strip club. So let's say what really happened here. We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's been under a bridge with a homeless woman giving her $500. I've been in similar instances, but I'm not going to say I've been there. First of all, it takes a lot less than $500, okay, buddy? It's where you got taken right there from the jump.
But, you know, I want to say one thing in all seriousness. I feel sorry for you people that don't drink. I mean it, because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day.
Roberto Clemente learned his baseball in the cane fields of Puerto Rico, and for all of his major league career, he played spectacularly for a little publicized team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was a savage line drive hitter with a phenomenal throwing arm, proud of his Latin heritage, often plagued by injuries.
Roberto Clemente, he had a certain motion with his neck because he had a bad back. He said his back always hurt. He had a certain motion with his neck. And all of us imitated this motion that he had with his neck. So you see all these kids in school who are doing this because they picked this up from Clemente. You go to bat and you did this head motion. You swung the bat like Clemente.
And then for the Puerto Rican community, he was, their guy, the guy who really gave a lot back.
And it looks like the tarps are coming out to the field, so that's going to be it. They're going to pause play here in the bottom of the 8th. There's no way we're staying through a brain delay in the Winter League. But appreciate everybody who came out here. They're slowly, man, they're even slow putting the tarps out. They're taking forever. Here we go. Now they're getting the tarps going. Here we go. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. over on Armchair Quarterback Radio. You're going to have the Armchair Quarterbacks today. We're going to be going over all the college conference championship games, the point spreads, the over-unders, all that, along with the NFL and Week 14 in fantasy football. And then at 10 a.m., you baseball fans, you seam heads, we'll be back over here jumping on tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., MLB today. We'll talk about Pete Alonso and where I think he's going. And Braves Country today at 11 a.m. We'll get you caught up to speed on everything. There's a lot of rumors where the Braves are going. And then, of course, the Braves actually made a handful of moves here recently. Y'all have a great night. Good to see you, Charlie. Good to see you, Gary. Everybody who was in here earlier, Tree, and all the folks. Appreciate you chiming in. It's good to see y'all. Hate this thing ended in rain, but there's no telling how long they'll wait to bring this back. Y'all have a good one. It'd be different if we actually cared who won this one, right? Y'all have a great night.
We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.